Everyone should consider final expense insurance. This is especially true if you know it would be difficult for your family to pay for your funeral or cremation. Even if your spouse or your children have the money set aside to lay you to rest, you still may want to take care of it for them. Funerals are really expensive, and they get more expensive every day. They're much more expensive than many people realize. If your children or your spouse has never had to lay someone to rest, they may not realize how much money they'll need. In many cases, families have to turn to online fundraisers to come up with enough money to bury their loved one. Sometimes they're forced to go with the cheaper option, cremation, even if that isn't what their loved one wanted. These are just a few of the expenses that you can expect. Basic cremations are the least expensive. But if you're planning on having a funeral service prior to cremation, you need to be prepared to pay for a funeral, which will raise your costs considerably. A full traditional funeral service with a burial is the most expensive way to go. Your family will have to not only pay for a funeral, the casket, but they'll also have to pay for a vault, the opening and closing of a grave, the plot, and the marker. And over time, the cost of burial increases. So it's important to have enough coverage to account for inflation. Many people avoid buying life insurance or even talking about life insurance because death is a touchy subject. Nobody wants to think about dying. Young people definitely don't think about it because they have policies through work, and when you're young, honestly, you feel like you're going to live forever. Unfortunately, most people won't be able to keep their employment-based life insurance policy when they leave their job. By purchasing a whole life insurance policy as young as you possibly can, you lock in the lowest possible rate and you prepare for the unfortunate possibility of premature death. If you have a term policy, you should still purchase final expense insurance because most term policies, in fact over 90% of term policies, will expire, leaving you without coverage, likely in your 60s or 70s. You can have both. You can have a term and have your whole life policy. And in fact, this is one of the best ways to protect your family. Keep in mind that the older you are when you purchase your whole life insurance policy, which most people will have to when they get older if they haven't done it when they're younger, the more you'll pay for your life insurance, regardless of how healthy you are. So who is the best candidate for final expense coverage? You are. The majority of people between the ages of 18 and 39 will qualify for coverage. Anyone between the ages of 40 and 80 will qualify for coverage. You can even purchase juvenile insurance for your children. Regardless of your health, including for people over the age of 50 living with cancer, diabetes, HIV and AIDS, there is a policy for you. If you do have a serious health condition, you should not put off buying life insurance because you may have a waiting period, and it is important to set up a policy as soon as you can. Inner Peace Insurance Agency is a life insurance agency that focuses on helping people protect their families against the cost of burial and cremation expenses. We help people find the right policy at the best price. Even if you're not ready to purchase a policy today, we still want to hear from you. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. Don't hesitate to contact us today.